Today I'm with Maria Raymer, RE/MAX specialist, and we're talking about the current market. We've seen some changes. By the way, thank you for having me. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
What I'm hearing right now, Maria, is that there are fewer cash offers out there. Is this what you're seeing? And if so, why is that the case?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing out here. And the reason why is because over the summer, the stock market dipped into what's called a bear market. And so when that happened, a lot of people who were invested in the stock market lost money. And they're less likely to spend money on real estate or other things if they've lost some money there.
They're trying to hold on to it.
Exactly. They'll probably hold their positions, wait for it to come back, which it has come back a little bit. So we're seeing a few more cash buyers come back in. But until they make their money back, they're not going to be comfortable moving that investment over into real estate like they were before. So the other thing is this mass migration from a lot of the states due to COVID restrictions and things that had happened in the past. That's happened. Those people made that move already. The people who were going to move have moved.
Right.
So that's another reason we're not seeing as much cash in the market, because a lot of those out-of-state people were the ones bringing the cash.
And that could be good news for buyers, right? So let's talk about how that's affecting the real estate market then.
Yeah. So what was happening before is people just weren't able to secure a house, especially in the local market. And what that did is it made sellers less likely to list their homes, and buyers were just getting bid out.
Right.
So if buyers didn't even have a house sale contingency, just the fact that they were financing was keeping them from getting a house because they were competing with so many cash offers. Now you take that element out of it, sellers are more comfortable listing their house because they feel like they have somewhere that they're going to be able to go and find a house. Buyers are feeling better that they have financing and they can still compete and even at this point negotiate because the days on market are going up.
So then, other than that, what would be the upside to this? I mean, because are sellers going to be concerned now at this point?
Yeah, so sellers may think, oh, I'm not going to make as much money, but they're also, if they're buying another property, they're not going to be paying as much either, because you're not going to get into these heated bidding wars, which were artificially driving the market up way higher than what a normal appreciation would be. So we're going to see the market normalize at this point. What does that mean? Well, typically we would have 30, 45 days on market on the low side. So most of the time when I would talk to somebody in, not too high of a price range, we would think about 3 to 6 months would be the time on the market. Of course, if you're in a much higher price range, then that figure could go up. But we're going to see more normalization in the market, meaning that longer days on the market means buyers have also more options because more inventory is coming into the market. And so then they have an opportunity also to negotiate, which they hadn't had before. So that is kind of a win-win, I feel, for sellers and for buyers as things tamp down and get into a more normal realm.
Right. They need to be a little bit more realistic, maybe. Not going to get 50 grand over the asking price, right?
Exactly.
And the waivers, touch on that a little bit.
Okay. So before, what people were doing just to get a house is they were just throwing out all kinds of contingency protections such as appraisal, inspection, finance, these sort of things. And they were just saying, we'll take it without all of that. Well, that's all going away now. So now you're going to have typical contingencies, which would be loan approval, appraisal, inspections. All these things are coming back in, so that means your house needs to appraise to keep the deal together. You're going to be likely to be asked to do repairs. That's normal. If you have some repair issues, the buyers are probably going to ask you, so be prepared for that. And as a seller, be prepared for longer days on market and willingness to reduce the price if the market is not reacting at your current price, because the longer you're on the market, the lower the price will be that you'll get in the end. So it really is better to do reductions early on until you get to a point where buyers are responding to your price.
Gosh, I always learn so much. This is so fascinating. Thank you so much for all of this information.
Yeah,
Again,
you're welcome.
Could be good for the buyers and the sellers. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad for one or the other.
Right.
But we just have to kind of move through this current state that we're in. So how can folks get in touch with you, Maria?
MariaRaymer.com.
Wonderful. Thank you again for having us today.
Thank you.
Of course. And if you'd like to see this segment again, just head to our website, firstcoastliving.net.